This kid sucks!
I'm trying my best, okay?
We'll try harder!
I can't!
Ugh.
Wait, I'm allergic to tomato. This is why I never wanted to star in a play. Alright, kids, sit down, shut up. It's about time for you all to hear about the tale of my 8th grade play. Part 1, Pre-Play. So back when I was in grade school, it was a tradition for the 8th graders to be in a play for the entire rest of the school to see. Popular picks for plays were things like Willy Wonka, Annie, Aladdin, etc. It was always a fun tradition for the 8th graders to vote on which play they wanted to star in. And in my 8th grade year, our decision was ridiculously easy. We had to choose between The Wizard of Oz and Shrek. So given the choices we had, it should be very obvious to you all that we picked the far superior play, The Wizard of Oz. Wait, what? We picked The Wizard of Oz over Shrek. Shrek! Ah! Don't ask me how this happened, because any sane person would have picked Shrek over this 1930s half-sepia crap. Oh, god So yeah, we went with The Wizard of Oz. Well, The Wizard of Oz was the play that our Lord and Savior Greg Heffley was in, so it wasn't too bad of a pick after all. Now, if you know me, you'll know that I'm pretty reserved at first, and I don't really like to put myself out there that much. That's different. In what way is that different? Oh my god, will you just let me make this video? I'm also really bad at public speaking, so naturally I wanted a low-key role in our play, like a member of the chorus or the set designer. So I had to audition for a few random parts, I sang bits of songs from the play, and I was cast as the Scarecrow. You know, the biggest supporting role in the entire play. As if acting like a brainless goof in front of the entire school wasn't bad enough, I also had to sing an entire song, on my own, in my prepubescent, talentless voice, in front of the entire student body, faculty, parents, and other random guests. Needless to say, I was not prepared for this outcome at all. Anyway, my friend PJ, the guy who thankfully killed JD Cool Guy 11, was cast as the Wizard, a classmate of mine who was actually talented at dance and theater stuff was cast as Dorothy, and a pair of pretty #LitFam twins were cast as the Tin Man and Lion, respectively. This brings us into part 2, play practice. So after the cast was decided, months of staying after school and practicing my lines with my classmates ensued. We would eat snacks, do our homework between scenes, scare people in the dungeon backstage. It was overall a good time. However, things were far from perfect with the preparation process. When we had to try our costumes on for the first time, this absent-minded old lady brought mine in and gingerly handed it to me, and as I was walking to the bathroom to try it on, she yelled, "Oh, and take off your pants!" right in front of a group of girls. Okay. We also really struggled to find a director at first, which is necessary for the play to even exist. But we thankfully found someone just in the nick of time. For our purposes, the director will be portrayed as Junky Janker. Now, I want to say that it was an incredibly nice thing for our director to voluntarily hop on and lead this project full of the worst kind of people, middle schoolers. But her direction was, well...
What are you people doing? Scarecrow, you need to make me believe that you're being set on fire.
Well, I'm sorry, I just can't...
No excuses! Scream! Shout!
Ah!
Louder!
Ah!
Oh, this isn't working! Here, let me help you show some godforsaken emotion!
Ah! Oh my god!
Act your heart out and burn!
Okay, that might have been a slight exaggeration, but yeah, our director took the job a bit too seriously. Some other problems we had during practices involved our microphones. We had these fast food employee-style headsets with wires attached to bricks that we had to clip on our hips, and the setup was less than desirable. For some reason, the microphone wouldn't clip onto my pants correctly, so I had to store it inside my pants, which made it very hard to mute and unmute backstage when a scene started or ended. So this often happened on set. Okay, good job, guys. Alright, everyone, let's mute our microphones. Jax, are you gonna mute your mic? Well, I can't. What do you mean you can't? There's a button on it. I can't. Okay, the microphone is in my pants, okay, so then I have to go in there and reach in my pants, and it's really hard to do that when it's in my pants. I have to get my hand in there, and then afterwards I have to turn it right back on right as the other scene's gonna start, so I'm just gonna leave it on. Don't worry, I won't talk too loudly, okay? Nobody can hear us right now. So that's the deal, okay? I'm just not gonna mess with it. Jax! Yeah? Everyone could hear all of that? Yeah. Part 3, the play. So, our play schedule went like this. There was one show during the day Wednesday for the student body and faculty, one on Thursday for the parents, and one on Friday and Saturday respectively for anyone willing to pay. So on that fateful Wednesday, I was getting really nervous. Before I knew it, I was up there behind the curtain in my massive T-pose, seconds away from singing a solo and acting for the rest of the play. And I think that's the closest I've ever come to passing out. But then those curtains opened up, and surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. The spotlights ended up being really bright, and so that pretty much blinded me from seeing any of the crowd, or anything for that matter. So I was essentially acting to a bright white light, which isn't that intimidating. And also I had a good old zinger early on that got the audience to just adore me.
Well, Scarecrow, how can you talk if you don't have a brain?
I'm not sure, but some people without brains do an awful lot of talking now, don't they? So yeah, I started off pretty great, but then the unthinkable happened. A microphone problem. I was just about to start my solo when my arm flicked my microphone up onto the side of my head, so it didn't pick up my voice at all. So, my big solo ended up turning out like this. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. What? So yeah, that knocked down my confidence a bit. After that though, Dorothy fixed my mic and the rest of the play went pretty well. And then the Thursday show happened. Okay, so almost everything went right with the Wednesday showing, but almost everything went wrong with the Thursday one. First off, we had these enormous slabs of wood for our tree props, and right when I was in the middle of my starting line, that way is a very nice... They both crashed down. Next up, the person who played the talking trees voice cracked with literally every line he had in the play. But the biggest embarrassment by far of the Thursday show happened to the poor professor. Oh, who's also the wizard, by the way. Our loyal professor was standing on stage getting ready for a scene when the curtains were accidentally open, long before the scene was actually ready. So he just had to stand there, silently, in front of the audience, for 5 minutes, waiting for the scene to be ready. So yeah, the Thursday show was pretty disastrous. After that, though, everything went well, except for the end of the Saturday show. The Scarecrow! I rolled my bow into a dab. Ugh! Yeah, I got booed a little bit, and I don't blame them. I lay awake at night thinking about that awful dab. Please, I beg you all to forgive me for my sins. Anyway, other than those mishaps, I had a blast acting in my play. You know, it's been a while since I've seen the recording of my play. Let's take a look at 8th grade Jax, why don't we?
It's pleasant to have that way too.
Hey guys, this is Jax. Thank you so much for watching the video. And one sec, if I sound a little different right now, it's because I'm kind of feeling under the weather, but yeah. So anyway, I want to get down to the few main things I want to cover in this outro. First of all, I want everyone to give a huge thank you to Junky Janker for making a cameo in this video. It was awesome that he could contribute, and he honestly enhanced the video. I think he made that scene with him really, really funny. He did an awesome job, and so thank you so much, Junky Janker, for doing that for me, and for the rest of you guys watching this video. And now I'm going to kind of address the elephant in the room. This is the obligatory Jax Art apology on steroids, because it has been a obscenely long time since the last video was made, because I don't really count that breaking the arm video. That was just kind of an update for you guys, I thought. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I'm just going to talk here, kind of ramble on. I'm so sorry this took so long. I think this has been the most frustrating and just painful, honestly, just painful process of making a video that I have ever been through, honestly. A lot of things happened. Obviously, the breaking the arm was not fun at all. That really set me back by a few weeks. I couldn't draw for a month. It was awful. I really hated that month, especially in my summer too. But yeah, basically though, I'll tell you guys a story of how this video kind of got out of hand. So yeah, basically, I was going to make that video about my 8th grade play, and I always planned on this one being kind of a big one because I think, oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a great story. I want to put as much content in here as possible. Some of you might remember on my Twitter I said this is going to be my first 10 or 11 minute video, because by the time I'd recorded it back in May or so, and I wrote the script and everything, it was around a 10-minute audio file. And even then, with some things trimmed out of it, it was still around 9 or 10 minutes, and with an outro, that would make it 10 or 11 minutes. So yeah, I basically kind of got headstrong in that department, being oh yeah, this is my first 10-minute video, I've already tweeted it, I gotta commit, this is gonna be awesome, imagine a 10-minute video. And basically working on it, especially in high schooler's life like me, animation takes a long time, even just the simple stuff that I do. And I would work on this video for 4 or 5 hours, and then I would get maybe 10 to 20 seconds done, and that would be just nothing, not even a dent in the 10-minute timeline. And so basically, working on this video was so incredibly demotivating. I would sit down, I used to be really energetic, ready to make videos, and on this one, it felt like a chore. I felt like I was letting everyone down. I'd sit down, crank out another few seconds of a video, and then it wouldn't get any closer. And so basically, yeah, and by the time I'm recording this, I'm still not fully done. But what I just did is this video, this might be 10 or 11 minutes, I don't know, but the video actual portion of it right now, I trimmed it down to about like 7.9 minutes, I think it is, because I realized a lot of these scenes, I don't really need them to be in here. A lot of them weren't even funny, the original first cut. And I was just focusing so hard on it being a 10-minute video that I really wanted to get them in there. And basically, yeah, I'm just sorry for that, because that, like, obsession, basically, and I already made a promise to you guys on Twitter for it to be a 10-minute video, that really sent me back, and it made the whole process just awful to work on this video. So, yeah, but basically that's the story. Now I am, now that I shaved off that stuff, I'm like more than halfway through the video, and a lot of the scenes that are coming up next I really am looking forward to animating. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is thank you so much for sticking with me, because this, I know as a viewer, I'd get frustrated too if I had a whole summer of a YouTube channel not uploading. And so yeah, and I was frustrated too, trust me. So I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to be as ambitious and crazy with my videos. I'm going to be ambitious, of course, but I'm not going to let an obsession or just an arbitrary number on a video time code to dictate how I work on a video and what the video is going to be and my enjoyment level, because frankly, I was not enjoying making this video at all until recently. So yeah. Anyway, I know I'm rambling, and I know this might be really long, and I'm sorry to kind of mislead you with this long outro, but thanks so much for sticking with me. It means a whole lot. And yeah, and also, again, I gotta thank Junky Janker. He was so awesome. So yeah. And also, my friend Harrison was in it. He was Dorothy. But yeah, this outro is already way too long. Thanks so much, and the next video will hopefully not be nearly this long of a wait. Alright, but see you guys. Stay classy.